Okay, are we live? All right. Hello, everybody. I am Conquering History Games, and welcome to some Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich, where we are in March 1938, playing as the Russian Socialist Federative Republic. I'm gonna be probably talking kind of slow today, being more low energy. I'm feeling pretty sick right now. Or that like I'm fighting sickness. Not entirely sure what's causing it. I was around a sick person yesterday, but with different symptoms, so I don't think it's that. And you guys know I work in academia, and children are not known for their hygiene. But I'm pretty sure it's some food I ate. It's a lot of nausea. I don't have a fever or anything. And so I've just been doing my various nausea home remedies. Just kind of depending on how I'm feeling at any given moment. So something I was doing, actually, which I sure don't know what exactly it is that does it. I mean, that's what makes it a home remedy, right? When you're like, I don't know why it works, but it does. Take that, medicine. But I guess I was doing like a pressure point thing. Essentially, like, imagine have your palm out. Like, stick your left palm out and face it upward. So, like, your thumb, if it's your left hand, your thumb is facing left, palm up. And then you take your other thumb and you put it on the... You know how there's, like, those two main lines that go from the bottom of your palm up your forearm? Just kind of, like, have your palm work that area. It could be, like, a slow up and down or like you can kind of maybe tap with your thumb up and down. That does a lot to relieve nausea, at least on me. No idea how or why it works. I do have a massage book too. Like, I probably could just reference that. Because I used to look it up for like my forearms or my thighs, how to just do it myself. I'm just vamping, by the way, for a few minutes, so I'd give some people time to come in. Especially because I had posted in the community tab earlier. I wasn't sure how I would be able to get to this stream or not. I probably should have just put I was sick. I think I've said due to personal matters, which I thought sounded more professional than possibly puking my guts out. Or worse, the guts are coming out, but it's not puke. So... Anyway, what we're going to try to do here is, we wrapped up the war in Central Asia, which is really nice. You know... It's only at this late hour that I realized I should have been sending volunteers to India. That was really freaking stupid of me. Seek aid from France. Where is where they decide who they're going to help, who they're going to align with? This would be Third International. Ahoy, Jacob Brown. Hope you're doing well. That's what I need right now. Some of the seasickness stuff. Oh. Dramum or whatever they call it. Not a Navy guy. Army guy. Alright, what is this? Missing equipment reduction is just the bomber crap. We don't have to worry about that. I think I'm just waiting for my volunteers, volunteer forces in transfer, to show up. But I think the CSA looks really good. Whoops, and then it just retracted a little bit. But no, I think they're gonna do. I think they're in a really great position right now. More civilian factories are opening up. We're at 113 right now. We got 50 more. We got, what is it? 50 more factories we got to do. 160. We got to do 50 factories in the next 510 days. Damn, that is a lot to ask. I mean, that's every 10 days we got to have a factory being created. Right now, this one is halfway. This is going to take a month. Damn, the civilian economy. It's hurting me. It's hurting me bad. And that's also while we're constructing in the most optimal places at the moment. Where we're trying to do it in places where we continue to have 100% infrastructure. I guess there is space for that. Okay, yeah, we should be okay. All right, rehabilitating the Red Army did just do a lot of good for us. We're gonna get an event that lets me appoint something. Get stability, re-experience gain, Fruins. Okay, grants army experience. Gotta think about the industry. Gotta think about the industry. You know what? I think Revolutionary Commissars has to come first. We need that 10% boost to our political power. Because I essentially want to be at a point where I'm constantly doing these economic projects. Just click, 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 you know? Just so I can keep getting more factories. But how many? Okay, so I can get 2 here, 2 here. It's not a whole lot. Because I think they have to specifically be owned factories. Damn. 35 days for a 10% boost. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Our army cannot be like any other. It needs to be grounded in deep, fervent ideological belief and understanding. Marxism can be applied to understand societies and cause change in them. Similarly, one can view warfare through war between classes. And in the end, it is the producing fighting class that will triumph. Caesar? Oh, that's why you moved there. Sorry, Caesar. He's like, why aren't you in your place you usually lay down? And it's because I had put something there. So, dissector. Oh man, 3 civilian factories. That's gonna really be nice. Okay, because these are taking about 2 months each to create, but of course they build on themselves. But if I can get let's think about having 3 lines going. Once I have 3 lines going, so I'm making 3 every 2 months. Figure that's what, every 3 weeks-ish? About every 3 weeks I put out a factory. Yeah. I think this is doable. Okay, wait, no. Let's really do the math here. So right now, let's say I am making, you see this is not full. Let's say in June, let's say by the time we get to June, I'm making about a factory every 3 weeks. Or I should say 3 every 2 months. Which adds up to 18 a year, right? 3 times 6 is 18. So I'm making 18 a year. I'll make 36 in 2 years. And of course it's going to accelerate. It's going to accelerate, but we're being conservative here about our estimation. So we're right now on pace to make 36 factories in 2 years, which is about how much time we've got left. So I need to find another 14 factories. 2 here, 2 here. Now I just need to find 10 more factories. Balance of power. Industry. Consumer good factor minus 5%. Centralize the economy. Reduce industrial distribution cost by 33%, but reduce stability. Huh. Yeah, this is not available for us right now because we're doing... Oh, that's if Sulamov is the leader. We definitely don't want that to happen. It's land forts. Who cares? Ghost. Develop the hard lands. I guess I'm just gonna have to come down here, and it just opens up more decisions. Establish commerce. Where's the other thing that lowers? Well, I think I already took it. The thing that lowers my the cost of economic projects. Political power, the education, labor administration. Sunny gays are coming back to Cali. That's nice. I was just thinking today about how, yeah, we're on the road out of winter. We're still in winter, but in the northern hemisphere. Just because, like, I was driving at a certain time today, and I thought, wow, it's been dark usually when I drive at this time, and the sun is finally coming back. I mean, the sun never went away, but it's yeah, it's spreading over more. Sorry, I'm just really trying to plot out this plan here. I mean, look, we're trying to do the great modernization in like 2 years. Oh man, I sure could use the 10% stability before. It's still at freaking 0. Where am I going to find those factories? Where am I going to find those factories? Promoting the immortal science. Socialism through innovation. Wait, can I finally take this now? Oh, shoot! Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to do it just yet, but I have the research slot buff here. And then computing technology. Okay. That'll give us a big boom later. In the yeah, because we're gonna be down here 42. Yeah, our research speed is gonna start going through the roof. 196 days, so we're gonna get a buff here in 2/3 of a year-ish. We're gonna need I think dispersed industry is gonna have to be the priority so that I could build in places I've already built. But it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be a tight one. The good news is, okay, so we're 10 factories short before accounting for acceleration. I think it's doable. It's gonna be rough. Equipment. All right, free dockyards now. What's up with the convoy? Oh, it's because the convoys, they probably still had the set thing for the how many they were making here. Let's drop these to 1 for sure. Okay. What else could I be doing to help with this day? Do I want to do the Latvia thing? Invade Latvia anyway? Instantly canceled. Yeah, I don't have a thing with them. I mean, thanks for the cash so I can develop the Arctic later, but I think we gonna need your stuff. 4 factories right there. Establishment of the border zone. Oh yeah, and then it's hard to plan when there's these constant things just screwing us. The new border would be 7.5 kilometers deep. This zone will include a majority of the Black Sea and Baltic Sea coastline. Spying and sabotage by foreign nationals can be restricted greatly, and the border regions can be dedicated to defense purposes. Infringes on people's rights, block it, or harsh but necessary. I'll let you guys decide. Establish border zone, question mark. No, block it. It's needed for defense. And I am actually gonna go to a little idle meeting while you guys vote. See you in a couple of minutes. Okay, I'm back. So, excuse me. So I'll just go ahead and close the poll. Some poll, right? Needed for defense. So harsh but necessary. That's going to hurt our popularity even more. So this is just kind of becoming now a thing where I was already 12%. We're going to go down to 10%. So this means now this is going to be a 50% increase in our popularity if we manage to pull this off. In greats. But we're going to get plus 2% stability, which is going to finally put us in the positives. And we also didn't just lose a bunch of political power. So that probably was the true victory. Russian ship sunk off of Sakhalina. Pretty straightforward. Excuse me. It was a weather ship. The captain has been punished in accordance with Japanese naval regulations. The Japanese government has promised to compensate for the loss. So world tension goes down 1%. Wow, a reasonable response. I mean, if it genuinely was an accident, you know, kind of depending on who you ask, the first Americans who died in World War II were in China. I think it was in 37 during the escalation in Shanghai. When yeah, the Battle of Shanghai, crazy shit. Um, but at one point there was like an American embassy boat or something, I think, that got hit in the river. Um, and of course Japan didn't want the United States to go to war with them yet, and America probably didn't really want it all that much either, so some compensation happened. Point is, world tension down 1%. What a difference, right? All right. 233 army experience crewed up. Remember, as long as we don't hit 500, it is fine. It's just yeah, being accrued. Cool. So we can go immediately into the T-34 series if we want. I actually think I don't want to do that. I'd rather maybe research. I mean, I'm not going to like research something fully and something else, but maybe right here when this or the computing machine is done, that's more when we'll officially take it. But this is just overall really good. Yeah, before the end of, well, maybe. I'm hoping by the end of the year. I don't think so, actually. It's going to depend on us getting this tank designer, which I really want to do. But we got to think about the economy. I think the tanks are going to have to suffer for a little bit. Do the heavies? No. Not this time. We're going to do it the quote-unquote correct way. Let's just pick up... No. I gotta think... You know, damn it, we need... How many refineries do I have? Actually, I don't even have any. Let's do this excavation too, excuse me. I'm usually not an excavator, but, I mean, those little bits of resources that could be more factories we end up trading, every little bit could help. It's going to be a lot of small decisions. A lot of small decisions and big ones that are going to lead to us pulling this off. I wonder if it's even possible. Does anybody know? Has anybody I want to see a screenshot of somebody completing the Great Modernization Program. Actually, you know what? I'm going to look it up myself. Because you know if someone did this, they screenshotted it and are bragging, as they should. So I want to see if there's actual proof, maybe from a beta tester or something, that this is doable. I just went to the Kaiserreich Reddit because this is where all the smart people are, right, on Reddit, and typed in Great Modernization Program. I'm not seeing anything. I'm seeing it 3 years ago, 10 months ago, 2 months ago. No, I'm nothing with. Is this actually possible, or is this like the, what do they call that Star Trek thing with the Koji Maru or something test where it's an impossible to win simulation, but the point is for you just to experience it. So it's like the coalition cannot do this in 2 years, but you have to try. That's part of it. That to get to 150, and then and then just the coalition, less united, political power down, syndicalism down. Just look, syndicalism is going to go down by 10%. If the Great Modernization Program, if the deadline was today, it is a deadline. We'd be at 0. And you know what? I'm going to consider that a lose condition, even though we're part of a coalition. If we hit 0, that's game over as far as I'm concerned. Come on. So that'll mean like we gotta load the save. All right, Society of the Godless. God, I hate this shit. Wake up, proletariat! Wake up from the chains of myths. Thus goes the call of the. Hold on a second. I might need to puke. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. All right. Thus, I was saying, like, I'm gonna talk slower in this stream, and then look at what I do. Wake, time. This time for a little voice acting. You know, this is the part where it's just like, yo, freaking, I don't know, what's a big, who hires? What's a channel that would have a lot of voice actors? Cartoon Network. There you go. It's like, yeah, Cartoon Network. Send me an email. Time to do a little voice acting in the guise of speaking slowly. Yeah, hit me up. Just hit me up in the comments section, you know, and we'll start negotiating salary. Society of the Godless. Wake up, proletariat. Wake up from the chains of myths. Thus goes the call of the newly founded Society of the Godless. Spearheaded by well-known atheist, maybe a narrator word, anyway, well-known atheist journalist and historian Nikolai Rumyantsev. He and his atheistic society, already founded in the 1920s, have sought to disprove Christianity, and any religion for that matter, through science. And Rumyantsev does claim that Christ is a provably fictional character of similar historical basis as Zeus or Odin. As an anti-religious mood has surged in the urban socialist movement, Rumyantsev has become the natural organizer for a broader anti-religious movement which seeks to mobilize Russian intelligentsia to destroy God from Russian culture, and to mobilize workers to fight superstition and the tyranny of the church by all means available. Some more vocal and political members of the movement have even organized atheist militias to volunteer, atheist militants, instead of militant atheists, to volunteer in rural people's militias to harass the church and destroy icons from the peasantry. The question of faith has quickly become a raging wildfire as opponents of the regime are grasping onto the church as if they're drowning, while supporters are embracing more hardline atheism as a counter. So, we've got a couple choices here. This is only making things worse. Restrict them. This will get our civility up by 2 at the cost of 50 political power. Ouch. Or we could say an admirable initiative. Political power goes up, cynicalism goes up, totalism goes up, but anti-socialist resistance is also going to get much worse. Not much worse, the same 5 goddamn %. Like, is there any like, is this ever going to go way outside of focuses? I mean, I guess, you know, an ounce of prevention is a pound of cure. As the founding father used to say, founding grandfather. So, what do we do, chat? First one in the chat to say. We'll get to decide. So, speaking of Russian, you know, they're smashing the icons and stuff. As you all know, I'm a Tarkovsky head. I've been Tarkovsky head for almost an entire month, which means that it's an enormous part of my life, right? But I watched Andrei Rublev, and it was more than I could have imagined. Incredible. The hype was not enough. I was stunned watching that movie at times. I mean, a lot of Tarkovsky's films, they're shocking at certain moments. And just the quality of everything, the writing, the cinematography, the performances he pulls out of actors, or his ability to find them, and of course actors themselves. It's incredible. But the reason why I cannot put Andrei Rublev as my favorite Tarkovsky film is I feel you could chop off the first 10 and the last 10 minutes, the prologue and epilogue sections of that movie, and it's almost unharmed. And this is not like, oh yeah, plot spoilers for Andrei Rublev, a 50-year-old movie about somebody who lived 6 centuries ago. Spoilers. Excuse me. Hey, Darksight 1000, good to see you. What are we feeling, by the way? Okay, let me officially make it a poll. Society of Godless. Restrict the atheists. Admirable initiative. This is just, they're just both bad options, really. Initiative. It's just pick your poison. How do you want it to happen? I mean, it should be hard. It should be hard for a reason. You know, this is going to be tough. It's our pros and cons. Things are certainly not stable. But, you know, when we're walking into, when those tanks hit Berlin, things will get stable in a hurry, I feel. Oh, shit! Uh-oh, dang it. I meant to post a poll, and instead I completely left the stream. Hold on. And now I get to retype the poll. Okay, restricted ad. Okay, so, admirable. Sorry, I misspelled admirable. Okay, so I was going to say, so the way that Andrei Rublev ends, and I think conceptually, the concept is great. And I'm sure for Tarkovsky it was the perfect ending to the perfect movie. I mean, I guess every director hopes his movie's perfect, but I don't like the iconography. From an aesthetic point of view, I'm the same way with Leonardo da Vinci. I'll be the first to praise his accomplishments, but in terms of aesthetic, I don't like it. Mona Lisa, I mean, fine. Hate his John the Baptist. Fucking hate it. But a lot of his other stuff, like, I'm a Michelangelo guy. And so the way that Andrei Rublev ends, that's why I'm saying, like, oh no, I don't want to spoil it, is the epilogue is you are seeing the camera's just panning over his work, his paintings. So it's like, well, here it is. Like, we just watched this guy's life, and now all that life was to create this. So look at it for 10 minutes. And, you know, I'm sure if there was a movie about Michelangelo, you know, like, let's get the Andrei Rublev, but it's Michelangelo. And at the end, we're just caressing every curve of muscle and hair and the very eyeballs of Michelangelo's David Wright for 10 minutes. I'd go genius, right? Yeah. Conceptually I like it, but it just doesn't personally do it for me. So that's why I think I would say Ivan's Childhood is the movie I prefer, even though it's his debut. So of course he's not as honed in, but yeah, he is though. All right. What is more radical and not for grillers? I mean, restrict them. Admirable initiative, y'all say, for 35 political power. I give you guys. Nah, let's just end it in the poll. Admirable initiative. The godless have now taken over. The communists are back in the chat. Hardline totalists. Well, this is going to be, it's going to give us our syndicalism popularity back a bit. So then we wouldn't get game over if the modernization program doesn't go through. But I think at this point, yeah, civility neg again. We're at a massive minus 30% on a bunch of things because of the anti-socialist resistance, which is why I'm wondering, like, is there a cool-off time? Is there going to be, like seriously, is there ever a way? Because, I mean, a Hearts of Iron 4 game can go into the late 40s. A Kaiserreich game could go into the early 50s, really. They've got presidential elections in America until the 50s in Kaiserreich. There's at least that much, right? Um, oh, cool. Hey, the end of March 38, that military engineering vehicle is done. I like how I love actually that it just pops up here. Because remember, every time we're checking it, whoops. Every time we've been checking the facilities, there's the little memo. You know, Nikolai's just like, I sent you a memo. Didn't you read it? Here it is. You gotta get brief, but here it's popped up. It's done. It is done at last. Details. So this is now unlocked armored engineer, maintenance, and signal companies, all three of which we are going to be definitely wanting in our tank divisions. Absolutely. So this is so sick. An assault engineer company, you get buffs in all of these like air because you know like essentially when your tanks are great as long as you're on a flat plane, right? But otherwise you're getting nagged horribly, like if you're going over a river or oh my goodness in the mountains. But look, you see, we're getting attack and defense buffs in forests, hill, in all of these forests, hills, urban areas, jungle areas, marsh areas. You know, we're gonna be running through those. Forts might be a couple of those we gotta deal with, huh? Rivers, we just don't get the defense buff on amphibious, but like they're not going to be defending a coastline somewhere, so that's not really relevant. And then we also get movement buffs. So we're going to go through marshes faster, we're going to go through urban areas faster, we're going to cross over rivers faster, and like these are noticeable. But like look at this, river plus 25%. That's going to be wonderful to have. And this is what they look like. So this is I think this is like the unique. It's technically not a tank, but it is a tank. But this is the armored support vehicle that specifically the engineers are going to be in. And you know, threw a turret on there. Fan freaking tastic. Okay, so now we're getting technology bonus for land warfare. Yeah, because these guys aren't actually doing something specifically. And yeah, we have our first right there. I love this file cabinet aesthetic on here. This is great. Okay, and now I believe if we check under research slots, those things right here under support companies, boom, look at this. So if we hadn't invested all that, this would have taken 189 days of research time just to get the armored engineer company. We're also getting the maintenance company, you know, which is great for recovery. That's going to really help our economy in a backdoor way. Like, you know, maintaining the tanks that we already have, so we have to build less in the first place. And then the other signal company, which I really love for the initiative. Yeah, I think we're going to do... In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and spend this army experience now. Let me create a duplicate. Update. Okay. This is... We're gonna call this... We're going to call these engine divisions. The engine divisions. Like code name engine divisions. So this is just what I'm going to be this is eventually going to be our main medium tank template. Try to do lightning. Yeah, I like the lightning on the tank. And I kind of want to. I mean, these guys are hard. You know, all the support. Nobody in this division isn't going to be inside an armored shell. This is basically the mech division, right? So what do we want their symbol to be? Like 2 grenades with the helmet. I like that. Oh, jeez. Look at this meme shit. Oh, my gosh. Wait, on the other hand, pebbles. Oh, gosh. Is this too weeby? Call them pebble divisions. And then later they'll... Pebble... Wait, because we're going to do a couple iterations, right? Maybe do pebble rock steel. This is the pebbles. Oh, no, I'm getting distracted. Okay. It's been a long day. Whoa, April Fools. 1938. Like this moose. Dang, there's a lot more of these. They added, I don't know if this is Kaiserreich or base game, but I like all these. There's a lot of new options here. This headdress is great. Do I want to do the Greek? No, not the Greek. Well, I mean, it's like Greek is sort of into Cyrillic or something, right? I genuinely don't know. I'm not quite sure what this is. Is that a toucan? Or what? I don't know. Some of these I'm not sure what they are. Oh, love the Slough chat. I mean, not for a tank division, obviously, but love that. My first ever D&D character I made, she wears a Slough hat. I don't bring it up much. You know, when people see tieflings, they just see the horns anyway. They don't look at the clothing. And they sure do try to minimize it, the clothing, generally speaking. Do you know how hard it is to find non-lewd tiefling art? That is the classic example. Okay, I'm gonna go on a thing now. But it's I need to like set up a timer to have on the screen where it just boop, you know, you got this long and then you gotta get back on track. Then again, Takanashi Kiyata doesn't do that and people love her for it. But just no. You've gotten too distracted. Like the gavel instead of a hammer. I think a regular hammer would look pretty cool. Let's do this elk. Elk is the great like horse animal of Russia, right? Or is it... I'm talking about like largest population. I know that there's like reindeer. Okay, most populous deer in Russia. There's got to be like a thing for that, right? Okay. This is some old paper I've just found. Yeah, some research project, but it's from by V.A. Zabrodin and E.K. Borozdin, and it refers to the USSR in the present tense. So this is probably close to what we're going. I mean, give or take a couple decades. That seems a good way to lock in here. So. The deer family is widespread in Europe, Asia, North America, and North Africa. It has 11 genera, 48 species. In the USSR, there are 4 genera with 6 species. The roe deer, the true deer. There's 3 species in the USSR. The European fallow deer, the sika deer, the red deer, with 5 subspecies. Elks have only 1 subspecies, the European elk. And the subspecies European, Asian, and Usurian, and the reindeer. 3 species have been domesticated: reindeer, sika deer, and marals. I'm kind of like just abbreviating now. Okay, this is like, geez, this is an old thing. This is like explaining what deer are and stuff. Let's see. I'm looking for a chart here. Oh, this is apparently bibliography in German. Shrubs. God, how many shrubs in stock? Okay, well let. Okay, here we go. So, the most domesticated is the reindeer, which, I mean, this is close to a reindeer. Yeah, we'll do the reindeer and we'll upgrade it to something later. Dang it, now I lost the reindeer. Here it is. Okay. So we'll call this the deer division, which I know this pun probably doesn't work in Russian, but yeah, these are deer division because this is top secret stuff, all right. We want the Germans to be thinking we're about to come with some antiquated used goods French tanks against them, and then we're going to show up with whatever we're going to end up naming our first tanks, but
We should come up with some sort of theme. You know, the T-34s, but, you know, like, we gotta come up with our own model name. Because, you know, we're customizing it. Grr! Invading Latvia for 10 political power to get 4 tanks is pretty damn enticing. I mean, Latvia, but Mongolia's got 10. You know what? Authoritarian Democrats. Independence guaranteed by Tibet. They don't even share a border. 19 divisions. Is it time to go on the warpath? Let's put it to a vote. Start wars. Start wars to gain factories. Question mark. Yes, liberate. Yeah, liberate Mongolia. No. Stay at peace. Alright, I'm going to give you guys like 3 minutes to vote on that because it's actually a really important decision to be made. And I'll start moving some pieces around here anyway. Just to kind of get things going here. Just in case we do decide to do it. Regain Manchuria. Oh, no. That would be very late game. That's when if we were done with Berlin, we then decide to go for Tokyo. But I don't think we're going to do that. Huh. I just had an idea. Write this down. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite pins. I have a oh yeah, this is the best idea. I just had, oh yeah, great idea. So good, I'm not going to tell you it, but it's for the second channel. A different way to get people in. No more grilling to your spatula than the swords. That's funny. I like that. Yeah, so like this pin I just grabbed, fun fact about this pin, I do like it. The thing is with pins that I really like, because I usually just use big pins, which are fine, they get the job done. But nice pins I end up not using because I'm like, oh, but I want to save it. And even though I'm not a pin guy, but like I'm not one of those people. I think it was, who was it in Hall Live? I think Crony was selling a pin as merch, and people were going like, oh look at the millimeter width, she's doing 0.5 instead of fucking plebeian 0.7, this is real shit. And it's just, I don't know what any of this means, but anyway, this particular pin I've got, it's not a quality pin in that because I can't put the dang tip away because it's one of those twisty pins, and this is why I don't like twisty pins, and so it's broken, and so the pin tip is now always out, and so now I'm like, well, it's gonna dry out, so I gotta use it now. So anyway, that's my story about a pin. Will you guys vote? And remember, it's mightier than the sword, as we established I think 2 streams ago. All right, ending the poll. And wow, with multiple votes anyway, yeah, unanimously, people want to some stuff. So yeah, if we're gonna do this, then it really doesn't freaking matter what. Yeah, I haven't been focusing on these volunteers at all. I mean, we haven't been doing the volunteer focuses. There's some really good focuses. We haven't really talked about it. I've been reading them, but it's just, I mean, yeah, you guys have seen. It's on screen. You see me like hovering over, but like. Yeah, the Comrades Abroad, and then what is it? No, there's another one. Yeah, here. So like with this and this, we'd have increase by +2. So if you can do a thing where you do Red Star Shining is going to add 3 more volunteer divisions. This adds 1 more division, and then depending on which advisor we have, that's another 2. So we're getting a 6 divisions. So I could have 8 tank divisions in America right now. That's game, set, match, right? Or even just like 8 really good infantrymen. And that would be that. And we'd win, but we're trying to prioritize ourselves over the CSA right now. And you know, this modernization program, which nobody told the president about. The president is making things difficult. Any fountain pens? I got like 1 fountain pin. I got a fountain pin. I got a I have a novelty pin, a Gandalf novelty pin that I've owned for like, I'm trying to think, it might be like 15 years I've had it, and it still has ink, and I use it. And I mean, not like frequently, constantly, every day. I'm not writing groceries with it, but it still keeps going. All right, so we've got Sablin and them. They're moving around. Move around a little quicker, please. And so we're gonna take on Latvia and Mongolia. We could go after Finland. It's probably a bad idea. They're probably also already in the they're already in the Reichspakt. So that's not an option. Estonia is also in the Reichspakt. So Latvia. Death or dishonor. The tough. It's tough living in the Bloodlands. It really is. All right. We've been decrypting that shit. So that's gonna give us like 14 more factories, and of course, once we've decided to do it, we might as well do it fast. So as soon as my troops are on the border, I'm going to attack, because you know we got to get those civilian factories sooner rather than later, so they can go to work doing stuff. Man, we are going to have some serious whiplash when we have to pivot from civilian to military factories. Okay, great. We got the military Marxism done. That was painful, but it's finished now, so that's great. Beard loft. Yeah, I'm not gonna get funky with it, like with that. Ally with the countertops. Chemical. Timing of so much of this is difficult because I also want to be clicking these. Yeah, modernize. We just assume, because we got the sooner we start them, you know. Comrades left behind. What is this? A memorial in Moscow was unveiled today commemorating those red immigrants who were never able to return home. The location is only a block away from Trotsky Square, and the sculpture itself is made in modernist style, representing the Third Working Man's International and Russians who gave their blood for its cause. In its base, there are over 20 names. Mikhail Kalinin, the head of the Soviet government in exile, was killed by a French-Russian anarchist in 1924. Nikolai Podvotsky, early commander of the Red Army, was caught and killed as he was organizing the smuggling of personnel and equipment to Russia. After 1938, Russian intelligence agencies under the leadership of Klavdy Faust started a proper campaign of assassination, sowing distrust within the emigre community by promising pardons and rewards for those socialists who would betray their comrades. The most tragic day was on the 12th of January 1932, when a Russian bombing of a train carriage near Orleans led to the death of Karl Radek and Mikhail Vladimiritsky. The case was never proven to be manipulated by Russian intelligence, and officially, the French intelligence claims it was conducted by anti-socialist terrorists directed from Algiers. Chairman Yakov Sverdlov almost miraculously survived an attempt on his life later that year, and paranoia increased. There were only a drop of blood in the ocean that was spilled in the aftermath of the Civil War. As white terror swept over the country in 1921, little was spared. Comrade Trotsky died heroically defending a besieged Moscow, and Pavel Dubinkov's rear guard shielded the Archangel evacuation with their lives. Lenin's body was never found, as he was thrown in one of the many mass graves that could be found in every town in 1921. An even greater memorial is being planned for all those who gave their lives for the first revolution. to remind everyone that death for the revolutionary cause is not a wasted one. Even if these men could not free Russia's shackles, they fought for it nonetheless, so that future generations could succeed. We will remember them. And that's going to give us a +2 war support. I kind of feel that that should do something specifically political, because I mean it's not just a memorial. I feel like the way it was explained is that it's specifically a memorial for the revolutionaries who lost in the Bolshevik Revolution, right? So that's very political. So I don't know. Maybe it's like I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm just wanting to get some party popularity because I'm stuck at 12%. But it's like, come on. That's not. I'm just saying. It shouldn't be, whatever the buff or debuff is, it shouldn't be tied specifically to war support. I feel like that's too broad a thing. I don't know. Maybe you could, you could just interpret it as like, oh, that's the 2% of people who are getting one over or whatever. All right. Annual Congress of the VST. The Congress has hardly begun. Oh, we're going to do this every year? Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh no. The Congress had hardly begun when it was already descending into factionalist debate. Premier, that's me, Vladimir Levitsky came under fire from multiple directions, and Daniel Sumalov's policies received their own share of ire. It seems that the All-Russian Union of Labor is anything but unified. Instead, its various powerful personalities are all vying for power and influence, unconvinced in Vladimir Levitsky's ability to steer the party. We must work together. So that's just a fuck you -75. Damn. Negative stability still. Negative political power too. We're getting 2.22 a day. But like, I'm just trying to get, so, because remember, political power, it's the source of everything. It's the money flow. And I'm just like I'm just investing. And we still can't even stay neutral on the count. It might be time to ally with the Kamkovites. We could get Boris Kamov. He would also give us additional political power gain. Could I have him in addition to Danel? Where's Boris? Boris Kamov, socialist idealist. One of the following must be true. You're a radical socialist. You've allied with them, or you've wooed Spirinova. He's hired. PSR goes up. Costs 150 political power in the first place, though. Difficult. So difficult. Internationalists will get more unified. No, it's because, you know what? Why do we keep appeasing the damn Social Democrats, though, who aren't even in our coalition? Look at this. We're in this freak position because of you guys voting where we're 30% of popular communists, but we're only number 2 here. I think we've appeased the social revolutionaries quite enough. It might be time to swing the other way. Oh, wait a minute. Or do we reap the benefits? Do we reap the benefits and then we'll have to pivot over here later? Separate commerce unions. Maybe I just need to be taking stuff while I can, when I can. Communist goes up, everything else take a serious hit. Just to get a little bit of political power. Oh, I don't feel that's worth it. Red spider web, more than 4 subject nations, no. The Califites. Invite Zeller, they'll join the coalition. And we'll be less united, as if we're united already. Does not have remnants of Voshnicheva. You know what? I think...
replace New Russian with the Russian path to socialism. No. That's not quite what I'm trying to do here. I kind of want to pull them in. And so like we need to increase the amount in here and compress. Bring them in the tent and squeeze. We're doing ceramics here. I'm gonna do I think this is a major save file though we need to do here. Okay, we're doing major Russian. Bring in the sock dems. Okay. So you see, we need to create a rally around the flag because we've been going with the Danist economic policy. The communists have been getting pissed lately. So we're going to bring in the Social Democrats, and then this is going to make the communists and Danists realize, whoa, what? We don't agree with these fools. We definitely like each other more than that. So they're going to kind of like rally together, especially because like, look, the Danists, they're going to need the communists as the tiebreaker because it'll be 6-on-6. So, the internationals will be less unified. No, it's going to work out. It's going to work out. Yeah. So we're bringing them in. The Socialist Democratic Union is seen as the holdout of the reactionary RDP by many, but it does command the loyalties of many better-off workers and small business owners, especially in Southern Russia. Its new leader, the charismatic Georg Zeller, is a socialist of the most lukewarm shade, but certainly understands the value of cooperation. It's time to formally invite him into the Council of Ministers and his party to the Workers' Coalition. We're bringing him in. All right. So I watched Manifesto, speaking of communism, because it starts with some quotes from the Communist Manifesto, of course, but the concept was, it was one of those movies, the director, the writer, and the producer, they're all the same guy, because it's like, no studio would ever fund this. But the concept was, you see, I think it's 12 different women, 12 different characters. Actually, they're not all women, but they're all played by a woman. Who are reciting manifestos, which are kind of mostly from about the 1900s to the 1920s area, essentially a century ago, and it's just creating a dialogue using direct quotes from these manifestos, and they're representing very radical, very different points of view. So, but what I think is the power of the movie is that it's really good at I mean, it's curated. The manifestos are curated in a way that and it's just essentially you're seeing why do these 12 different people believe in these 12 different ideologies? And of course, because they are 12 different people. Of course, I think part of what that movie is trying to say is it's like they become... Did the manifesto make them, or did they have a scene that led to that manifesto, Chicken egg sort of thing. And it's Cate Blanchett, and I think, she's a genius. so I think it's great. But I mean, I've told people, if you are not ready, like if you don't love Cate Blanchett to where it's like, yeah, I'd listen to her read the phone book, I think she's that good, then it could be a difficult movie. Political drama, no, it's just a movie of quotes, but it's difficult to understand. Look, check Hoopla, that's where I watched it in the library. I mean, it's not like it's some distributing company. You're not gonna see Manifesto on like HBO Max. There's no money in it. It's definitely an art. It's literally an art film. It's just. Here, let me look it up, the manifestos. But like, it gets into manifesto film. I think it was done in 2014, 2015. It's technically not a movie. It's a multi-installation thing. It was like in a museum. But so the manifestos are situationism. It draws on futurism, stridenism.
Verictism, Dadaism. The Dada section is so great. Like, if you just want to see a great, I mean, just keep on check, great character work, check out the Dada section. She's on fire. There's performance art, surrealist art, architectural art, constructivist art, pop art, conceptual / minimalism art, film is art. Yeah, so it's just about art. It's just, you're just watching a movie that talks, it's just talking about art and what is it, what's it for. Situationism. So situationism is it's like avant-garde Marxism, basically. And so there is a list. Like, if you go to the Wikipedia for the movie, somebody made a really handy-dandy chart, and thank you to whoever that was, that lists what manifestos specifically are being quoted in each section of the movie. Now, there is a little bit of dialogue, but it's like, there's so little, it's not, I shouldn't have even brought it up. It ain't worth talking about. Anyway, let's over there, Tenebrae. So let's figure out what we're gonna do here in Poland. The Polish elections are looking really, really tense. I think this is a really serious question we got to ask ourselves. Do we want to meddle in Poland right now when we're struggling to get our own shit together? Pardon my language. So basically, if we're gonna fund, I'm just gonna put it, this is a yes or no question. Are we sticking by our principles, and like, we are going, and by the principles, I mean the principles of foreign election interference, and we are going to make Poland swap, which would cost us 40. I mean, it'd be very, I mean, nothing's guaranteed. I'm just saying, syndicalism's at 14%. We've made it more popular in Poland than it is at home. Excuse me. It's called irony, folks. Yeah, that pills felt really good, actually. Hold on. Excuse me, better out than in, right? So it's like, we're either gonna freaking do this, or we are going to stand by a different set of principles, where we will not stain their democracy, and of course we can focus here at home. Okay, so meddle in Poland, lock in the win, stay out, democracy is too pure. It's too precious. Precious. So you know what's one of my favorite part of working with the kids, you know, as a teacher, is learning the names. And here's what I mean. Or I should say, learning the names, and then especially when I get to meet the parents, it's like, what parents gave this name? Because, you know, nominative determinism is a thing, but it's especially true when you're a child, because, like, when you're a child, you're what your parents shape you as, right? Like, you literally don't dress yourself, your parents dress you. Which is like, anytime you run into an elementary school student, you're not seeing their sense of fashion, you're seeing their parents' sense of fashion. At least like 80%, you know, even if they're like, oh no, I let my kid wear whatever. It's like, yeah, but I mean, you let them pick whatever they want in the store, but you took them to that store, you know? And so, well, I was talking about nominative determinism. But it's fascinating. The name thing. And that's what I like about David Copperfield. A lot of movies, stuff like that. Scent of a Woman's about that. Charlie, right? The non-vet starts to like the kid, so he calls him Chuck. But he's like, I don't want to be called Chuck. And it's like, all right, fair, you know. Chuck is the quote, I think. What about Chuck Avery? Like, there was this kid. It's also funny because you have to like reassociate when you're needing to learn names that you've learned before. You have this like reassociation period
And like there was this one kid who I kept forgetting his last name. And it's not because it was a weird last name, it's because it was a common one. Pretty darn common. But the person with that last name I knew the most. It was this guy I used to work with for years. Just this dude was ugly as fuck. He was just gross guy. And then like you meet a nice kid like who shares the name, and so it was like, oh, so like I guess my brain was on the fritz for a bit where it's like, wait, is that kid's name X? No, can't be X. And then it is. Well, it's a weird phenomenon. I'm not sure how to describe it. That would not be, that is not nominative determinism, but where it's I guess it would be an association psychological thing. And that's why you know you end up with that's always an interesting conversation with somebody you're gonna have a kid with or thinking about it with, is like, what are the off limits names? Like, what are the names that's a hard veto? You know, veto, that's funny too, because they said veto. There's veto, like a presidential veto, but also veto Marlon Brando's character in The Godfather. Vito Corleone. Alright. Okay, I'm waiting for you. I'm trying to give you guys 4 minutes to vote. First of all, no Bobs. We need Bobs, though, because, you know, there's a Bob emergency going on. Haven't you heard? It's freaking, that's a secret base documentary. I don't think I've talked about them quite a bit over the years. There we go. 4 minutes, ending the poll. Whoa, there's a flicker there. Lock in for the... Okay, so we're going to lock in for the win. We are going to make sure they win in Poland, so we're going to spend another 40 political power, which... Guys, you know that I can't invade Latvia and Mongolia if I don't have political power, right? I mean, I only need 10, but I need 10. So, but this is what you voted for. Having said that, I'm making a save file. Polish... Wait, no. Medal in Poland. That's more correct. I was about to say Polish meddling, but then that makes it sound like the Polish are meddling with me. Make sure they win. So I'm just curious, what... So right now the syndicalism is at 14%. We're gonna make... Okay, we're looking specifically for the Polish Socialist Party. So Central, they're actually kind of split. So the Radsock and they're Social Democratic. But the point is, this looks like a pretty nice chunk here. Radical schizophrenic socialism, yeah. It's gonna grow dramatically. And then the army is going, let us learn things! No, we don't have officers. Damn it all, we're down to 1.2. Good to stream to watch as I have fallen hill. You are also down with the sickness. We run our coalition through ADHD. ADHD, is that another committee? Let's see here. I saw a picture once that said the difference between ADHD and anxiety. And then, or wait, no, what was it? Was it depression and anxiety? It was an office scene, like the American version of The Office, with Steve Carell and Jim, what's his name, the guy who he started to do. I didn't really watch The Office. I certainly, yeah, not my style. But it was the overthinking it, underthinking it. Because it was like anxiety was saying, you're underthinking this. And then what was the other side of it? Dang, I gotta remember, but it's like, no, you're underthinking. And shit, couldn't remember the punchline. How useful am I, huh? All right. We have a completed iteration award to read. Okay, so oh yeah, so the military. Oh my gosh, I just remembered. We made these tier divisions and then we didn't even make the adjustments. Okay, so engineer company, of course, is gonna get switched out for the assault engineer. So this actually fascinating. This is not going to even actually cost tanks because look at the equipment costs on the right. It takes 240 tanks. If we do this, it's still the same amount. We haven't needed to get a single other tank. This requires armored support vehicles and support equipment, but not actually tanks because it's just armored. That's nice. Great. You have to play Barry Goldwater next week. The sickness is horrible. Talking being what, like in a play? You're gonna play Barry Goldwater like on stage? What? If yes, what is that? I've not heard that. I know I don't have the LBJ play all the way. Okay. So we got the armored engineer companies. Wait a second. Where's my armored maintenance company? What the hell? Oh, it's an activity. Oh, okay, cool. I see. All right, well, in any case, we're going to save this. Wait, can I have both engineers? No, it's just one or the other. I can't. No double dip on that. Gonna do armored recon. You see, armored recon does take extra tanks, specifically light tanks, so it's kind of annoying. We'll have to keep building them. Good old Watergate, huh? All right. So we're probably like 3 months away from invading Latvia, Mongolia now, but I guess I was gonna say it doesn't matter as long as we get it done before the deadline, but it does matter because we want the civilian factories. Okay, here's what I'm just gonna try to remind myself, that they are building up and that we'll hopefully have more factories to take control of once we take that. You know, I just realized, am I going to be able to core those areas, though? Will it really be worth it? I'll probably have to take a political power penalty to keep it, so maybe all this delay is a good thing, actually. Alright. Zilla is in. So if we look here, do we have to, like, wait a day? Fallout of the Revolution. Russia's, so it's May 1st, the Internationale. Oi, where are we getting? We better get, like, what is it? Isn't it like you get 5 political power every May Day and when you play the CSA? I need that, please. Okay. Russia's seemingly overnight shift to the far left has had drastic geopolitical consequences. The most immediate effects could be felt through Germany and their satellite states. Whilst the Vidkov's regime never maintained a friendly facade with Berlin, the revolution quickly terminated any goodwill the Russians and Germans had for each other. As such, many question whether the geopolitical situation can remain stable for much longer. Both sides feel more threatened than before, arguably even more so than the early 1920s. How long will that take for the 20th century to have its second Franz Ferdinand that strikes the match of war? Russian politicians have often spoken of German plotting to encircle, isolate, and destroy Russia. At times, this was seen as At times, this was seen as misguided, as some presumed Germany would be uninterested in occupying Russia for a second time, especially as both powers could bond over an anti-communist cause. Now, no skeptic can deny reality. Germany sees the destruction of Russian socialism as necessary for its survival. Elsewhere in the Far East, things are not much different. Japan's reaction to the revolution has been overwhelmingly negative. In fact, our spies have informed us of a potential Japanese-German rapprochement despite their conflicting spheres of influence in the Pacific. With how prideful and arrogant the German imperialists are, it's unlikely that they will come to anything meaningful. But the fact that it was being considered sheds light on a new era in international relations. Furthermore, the German-Austrian relationship has also changed. A rekindled alliance against socialism may be imminent, despite squabbles over Eastern European and Balkan interests since the end of the Great War. In the latter region, formerly friendly Balkan states have largely abandoned positive relations with Russia out of the belief that a Europe dominated by Germany is better than one dominated by communism. The imperialists will never destroy what we have built together. Okay, so that was just kind of, I guess this is an update on the situation. But kind of wish there had been like a, hey, here's 5 political power, buddy. Something. All right. So we have invited Zila, who will never be hiring, by the way. The RKPD is like really just about had it up to here with me. Damn, I don't like that this replaces the other thing. I really don't. United Front. This is if the command, the leader changes. No, absolutely not. I think it might finally be time to ally with the Kamkovites. Add Congress. Then I'm looking for permanent stuff too, though. It's gonna take 42 days. We gotta dig ourselves out of this political hole. Yeah, I think this is the time. The party has leadership. Yeah. Kamkovites, bring them in. I need to just dismiss this. I keep opening the damn thing. All right. So now that's gonna be in 21 days. What's this? That should dig us out of the hole. Yeah, CNT is gonna lose. How's all this looking? What? I thought I signed them down here. Do that and go. Thank you. I gotta mute for a moment. Okay. Princely Federation just declared war on the domain of India. I thought they were already at war. I guess there was like a weird split second apiece, but yeah, that's done down there. Man, I really should have supported them. I don't think it would have done much, but Dutch East Indies just joined the Reichspakt. Wow. Batavia Commune joined the Third International. Wait, what? Oh, man! So, okay. So the coup happened at home, or whatever. I don't remember the exact circumstances of what makes the commune win. Oh my gosh. The fucking opposition won. Social liberal bullshit. Wasn't worth it. Okay, yeah, we're gonna load that. So, yeah, fuck that. Is Kaiserreich there's any political power? Have you had any political points this whole game? Very little. I improved the workers' rights at one point. That's gave us probably about a 10% boost. I mean, you always want to improve the workers' conditions every time it's available. Because you need it over the course of the whole game, and the cooldown takes so freaking long. So we'd be probably at like minus 12% right now over here. But we'd also be maybe up 100 political power, so... Excuse me, gosh, the belching. That's telling me, though, that really was what I ate. Alright, stay in their precious democracy never. Excuse me, oh my gosh. Let me mute. Sorry, I'm gonna mute.
Okay, excuse me. Got some CO2 out there. Player overview. How many have died so far? Oh, I forget they don't show that. Or is it where? Contested battles. Own casualties. We've lost 14,500 soldiers in, in airmen, etc. Starred, but that's a pretty dang good ratio. All right. Okay. Cheap, yeah. And Tukhachevsky hasn't even begun to reform. Okay, yeah, dismiss that. Okay, so where were we? We hit like May 1st. So this is good. This is good. This is going to up our timeline on getting into Mongolia and Latvia. You know, train up them officers, right? Speaking of which, we still haven't taken in army factionalism. We do need to do this at some point. Two Totalists and Yegorov. Yegorov stacks army experience though. He's like a plus and a modifier. He pluses and multiplies. He's just got it all going on. Except the Totalismo though. But also the division recovery rate for Fruins is pretty nice. Speed for Levandov. I mean, they're all good in their own way. That's the whole thing. It's balanced. Okay, I need it. Excuse me. God, I'm sorry. I think it's good. His server's in there. Go death route them in. Speaking of which, isn't Cali's concert going on? Texas legend. Fall of the Revolution. We've seen this before. Okay, we're gonna go over here. Oh, no. We need to develop the Academy of Science. That's what we gotta frickin' do expeditiously. Yeah. That's gonna be really big. A quick 25% boost on my science rate when I've already got a nice lead. I'm already doing pretty good. Then it's gonna be tank time, baby. Re-education, labor, administration. It's just never gonna go away that. And it's 10% of this damn stability too. Really wish there was a cooldown or something. Okay, just gotta live with it. Sometimes you gotta suck it up, Buttercup. Alright, we're doing good. Just letting some time pass. We're almost caught up to where we were. Okay, Portugal, Middle Africa, stop their stuff. Yeah, there's the Dutch Revolution. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So these guys became communists, and so they released the, they released their colony, but the away administration is still holding on, and they joined the Reichstag, or they're about to join the Reichstag to stay alive, yeah. What a fascinating little development. Yeah, so they have a truce with the Batavia Commune. Batavia Commune said, yeah, Insulinda, go ahead. All I can say was hello before your PC crashed. Ooh, that stinks. Well, the opposition has won the Polish election, so that was just going to happen. They weren't going to let us get in there. Okay. A few more days, though. A few more weeks. Flight of the Latvians. What? At the prompting of the Latvian government, large numbers of Latvians have started to leave for the new Latvian state. You're telling me they're kidnapping people? The Latvians are kidnapping people! Good riddance. We're going to lose population for a year. Well, now we need to get them back. We're not going to get Riga. Riga's so good! Riga's where the money at! Look! 14 factories. We're out here, but they're in the Reichstag. They know what's up. They They know what's coming down. All right, we're in June. We're about to get that research slot. Yes, this one I think is we're gonna finally get the tank. No, I still want to do 317. That's too harsh. Let's try to get better artillery going. Move the country into the new borders. Big brain maneuvers. Okay. Now we're gonna do the ally. Give us a quick boost. Do ally with the Kamakovs. Ally with the Kamakovs. Hire this guy, Boris. I mean, he's got a specific focus. I mean, it's the definition of, you know, working together. What's something else that's going to give me political power, though? Here we go. Political. Reduces the cost of the autonomies. This one is 10% rest. Where's that other industrial decision thing? It's that it reduces it again. It's like a choice between two. Agrarian. There's no municipalization of farms. No, there was something somewhere that does that. Levinsky in Germany does not exist. Oh, this is post-war. Oh, man. Social solidarity. Permanently increase national spirit. 10% stability and gain. Dang, what? Wait, over here we've got ever-burning flame. Coalition provides 100%. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see this, but we have a tangible goal suddenly. From a spark, a flame will flare up. This is the declaration in every front page of our Iskra for 4 decades now. And finally, the spark of socialism is not only a spark, but a raging fire, consuming the old world so that a new, better one can rise from its ashes. Coalition partners will give us 100% of their party popularity. So that means, like, right now, if that worked right now, which, like, see how these guys are in here, we finally officially have them in, we would be at 28, 40, 60, we'd be at 68% popularity right now. Instead of 12. That's pretty freaking sweet, and I love it because now we have a tangible goal. We have a specific thing that shows, hey, we won. Like, you know, this mini game. The VST left is over 4. Oh, the communists. All right. So, makes everybody more united, except for the far left. I think we got room to spare on them right now. Municipalization of farms. Dang, this seems hard. This is definitely a trophy. That's what that is. That's a trophy. They, like, Kaiserreich achievements? What do you mean make achievements? It's already in the game. Hello, Jacob. Electronic. Yeah, we don't need this yet. I'm just trying to see if there's a way to reduce the cost of the freaking divisions, you know? The economic decisions, I meant. Go. Industrial decisions. Okay, prepare March of Liberation. Military Industrial Soviets. Here we go. From each according to his ability, but I think we already took that. Yeah, we completed that. Central Direction Economy. Decrease cost by 33%, but reduce stability. Lev has to be second in command. Gregory is second in command, or Sumilov is in charge. Leverkamyev. Who is in second right now? Sulimov. So it's the Danis, yeah. So that's not actually one we could take. So this is not reasonable. Fund the Gao. Rus system. Not much. Yeah, so we can't make it cheaper than it is. This will just enable some decisions. Damn. Can't have it all. I think now that we know what we're shooting for here, this ally with the Chemikovs has become more important than ever because we need to. If not, is there an alternative guy who's going to give us additional political power? Okay, we have Sverdlov. We haven't done his focus to invite him in yet. Maximalist, Bolshevik, alliance informed. Resources to market is reduced. Civilian intelligence to others. Okay, so this might come down to who's got the better kicker. So, like, yeah, this guy's not available at all right now. I wish there was a way to sort by availability, but whatever. Tireless organizer, 10%. We get some stability. I mean, it's just solid. No, not Zeller. I don't want anybody who's giving a passive tick to a specific ideology, except I guess it would be syndicalism. Trade guard, yeah, that's kind of good, but not exactly what I'm looking for here. Passionate feminist, Colonte, she gives him 10%. Damn, 20% recruitable population factor, because the women get more involved. Right. Ooh, and she's centrist. A radical centrism government, right? But do we really need more recruitable population factor? Although it could be good for... No, not really. I mean, we could hire... Remember, we could hire 3 advisors, too, eventually. Rightist... This... Centrist... Most of these aren't available. I'm looking for who currently is. Legendary Rogue, no. Princess of Terror, no. Internationalists. Oh, yeah. So him and the other one, I could have 10 divisions in America? Ooh, leading diplomat? No, actually. I think Kalonti might be the best option. Because remember, we're specifically... think of the propaganda opportunities. What if we hire the woman? Kalenti, the passionate feminist, political specialist. This, like, in a backdoor way helps me with political power. But it's not exactly what I'm looking for. Maybe he'd be a good second pick. Planning, never doing. Okay. Too far ahead on that infantry. Reinforcement and contradiction. The yearn for the front lines and the front and factory lines, yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with that. It'll buy me time on needing to spend 150 to get off of a volunteer only limited conscription, which, like, that should be quite enough for a while. I mean, we'll eventually have to come down here. I'm hoping never to reach service by requirement, of course, but a 20% buff is pretty dang good. Of course, we gotta get 150 first, and then we also even... Oh, gosh, it's like, do I go for that? This thing is stressing me out! 416 days to go. It's like, do I go at the 10% because it's going to be good for the long term, but it's not going to get this thing done in the next 2 years? Oh, yeah, is it time to now take agrarian industrialization so that I can take an even bigger stability hit and be at -7? We got to bring these guys in, at least for the immediate political power, if nothing else, so that we could then invade Mongolia and Latvia. I don't know if we're going to get to core them. So I don't know how useful it really is actually going to be. Oh! The federal collapse. Oh, yeah, that's game. That is going to be game right there for CSA. And you might be saying, oh, but they're fighting a two-front war. AUS, Pacific States aren't fighting each other. I mean, they're going to do the deal with the devil right now. Oh, yeah, I forgot they changed the national populace to green. Dark kind of forest green. I mean, it works. I don't care. I don't really care. It's like they changed Nat Pop to green. I don't care. Shit, I don't care either. Let's see. This is still 305. Still too far. Let's pick this up real quick. Yeah, there you go. Immediate. Deal with the devil. You know how it goes. Oh, they're trying to hold on to St. Louis. Hongju, Ataman, Northern Fengtong, let them try. Basically, some shit might be going down here in the Far East. That's all you gotta know. Let's go ahead and invade Latvia. We're chomping at the bit here. Active for 40 days. Oh, you see it also, there's a clock on it. There's this, and I want to attack Mongolia. And I want to do the other thing. Man, I want to do the... You know what? Dang, I can't cancel this now. Uruguay wins. The Camovites. Oh, and there's a follow-up. Wait, what the hell is happening right now? Oh my gosh. Good thing happened in Russia? Impossible. It says this. I need to change the music. Our relationship with the Great SR Party is anything but easy. But we make do. Support for the Esters is necessary, for our revolutionary government is too fragile to face both the white resistance and that of the socialist revolutionary peasants. But tactical support from the socialist revolutionaries can also be used in other ways. As with their votes in Congress, we are not as dependent on keeping our own ranks united. In some matters, SRs make easier allies than our dear comrades in the left. In backroom negotiations, we have established a good working relationship with Boris Kamkov, the iron-fisted party secretary of the PSR and the man who largely runs the party, while the chairwoman Maria Spiridonova is more of a symbolic and ideological leader. Kamkov and his allies, like Vladimir Kerlin and Nikolai Zvodnov, are committed to maintaining the unity of the workers' coalition and are ready to give us supporting fire should we need it. So we can do the one less front to fight. This will give us a boost to radical socialists and some political power, which, you know, they're already in here. Or we can say we can sabotage them and there's going to be some sort of event. What I'm actually going to do is we're going to look at that event. I'm going to create a save file here. Just so we can see what does that exactly mean, because and then I'll have you guys vote on it. All right. So let's say we want to do, perhaps we want to avoid the SRs instead. Maybe a couple days have to pass. Okay, socialist, revolutionary, Maximus. Not all socialist revolutionaries are happy with Boris Kamov's leadership. The Maximalists, a radical offshoot of the party, go back to pre-revolutionary times. And they were allies of the Bolsheviks in the Revolutionary War. They survived as a small terrorist group, and they have now grown again, essentially as a new brand of Maximalists. Essers who have all but given up on attempts at parliamentarianism and party politics. While they do respect Spiridonova's leadership, they are trying to influence the party. Mac damning America and the SR's falling in line. Good week for CHG's Russia. Yeah. A few secret deals with them, possibly through the well-connected VST member Ivan Gronsky, could bolster the Maximalists and allow them to undermine the current leadership of the PSI and in turn weaken them as an opposition. Say nefarious,
Improves focus. Charter of Russian totalism. Andrei Kolygiev. He's another 10% political guy, but we also get more factories. Max factories in a state. Now you're speaking my language. And remember, we can get 3 advisors. So, oh man, can you imagine stacking Karamalov and not Zealer, Kolonsky? 20% buff on both, or we could say scamming behind the backs of allies. Just get a little nick. Just throw us a nickel. Nah. We gonna get nefarious. But I'm gonna let you guys vote on it. So it basically comes down to, the question is how. The question is how to integrate the radical socialists. The Matrix down. Is it going to be work with Kamhoff directly? Undermine it, or just like basically bring in the Maximalists. And I believe that if we bring in the Maximalists, we still can use Kamkov. So, oh geez, now we're talking about radical centralism. Have a cabinet of Kollontai. You do Kollontai, yeah, because she's centrist. You bring in, yeah, because she's like center or VST center with Kamkov, so he's the Spiridonovist, kind of on the left. Then what was the name of the other guy? The factory one? Here we go, this guy. Yeah. We have to be in an agreement with the Maximalists. So we can, I don't think there's any reason we can't have him and Kamov. If I'm reading this correctly. All right. Dun 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 dun. I'm just about been a 2-hour stream here. I'm probably gonna actually call it here in a minute. Still got more of the day ahead of me. Things to be done. Tomorrow so I'm streaming now, so I'm not gonna stream tomorrow morning. That is definitely not on the agenda, even a little bit. So Thursday afternoon, 20 or evening, 2100 Thursday afternoon should be when I'm back. And my morning, I'm just gonna kind of take the morning tomorrow to myself. I mean, not really. There's always shit to be done, but I'm hoping to carve out a few hours, like, to just put my feet up. So keep voting, y'all. I'm gonna give you guys a couple minutes here. Been a long week. Yeah, it's Wednesday. It's only Wednesday. But I'm not... Just letting the music wash over for a minute. Hope everybody has been well. Tired, but well, right? I need somebody to break the tie. It is currently 50-50. So yeah, if somebody who's in the chat can vote, we'd really appreciate that. What do I want to vamp about in the meantime? I'm gonna finish up this water. I need to get food tomorrow. I need to go grocery shopping. Need some veggies. Why is it 50-50 every time? Kate, well, Caden, get in there and vote, please. And, help us figure it out. We voted and ran. Yeah. Never vote and run with sharp object. You did vote? Well, dang. Somebody's gonna need to figure something out then. I'll just keep vamping until someone comes in, I guess, and does it. If I vote on my PC, that'd be double. Well, I mean, don't you know democracy's precious? So what if we let Stalin vote? Isn't Stalin doing 10 years in Siberia right now? He's gonna miss the whole damn war. Actually, I don't remember what we did with him. Not off the top of my head. It was like Siberia, execute him or let him go, right? We sent him to Siberia. That was the vote. The jury came back with that. Ooh. Or we might just tell you what, we're gonna vamp until grilling in a gulag. Yeah. We're gonna vamp in until it's been a 2-hour stream, I guess. And if nobody's voted by then, well, I mean, yeah, people ain't coming in, so we'll just vote again next time. Treating Stalin like he was absolute Superman. What if we fly in Krensky, have him vote? Yeah. So what was I gonna be vamping about? So I'm gonna be watching. I think I usually try to. If I'm gonna watch a movie, it's usually just the one for the day. I think I might do 2 the next couple days though, before I take some time off. And I'm just deciding what it was gonna be. I might still watch Satan Tango or Satan's Tango. It's this Hungarian movie that's supposed to be 7 hours long. But apparently it's like, oh, it's 7 hours long, but there's points where you're kind of supposed to stop it. That's just kind of what I generally know. I'm trying to actually keep myself spoiler free. The question is if I'm going to be able to carve out 7 hours over the course of the day. Because it's like one of those things, if I don't finish it in one sitting, which I'm almost certainly not going to be able to do, I want to find where can I break it up where it's like, watch a bit, then, exercise, watch a bit, do this, watch a bit, go to work, something like that. I guess maybe I would try to look up how long each parts are. And then check it out. But Hungarian film seems interesting. I once read a Hungarian short story. I thought it was kind of cool. It was called The Pendulum or something. Somebody vote! But it was it was doing the thing where it's all one sentence, which I kind of feel is getting overdone lately. But anyway, and it was this guy running in the direction of the worth. He was trying to. It's difficult to explain. It was very abstract. I don't know the Hungarian mind, and it mini series. That's a great way to think of it. Say, well, yeah, it's 7 hours. That's a mini series. It's not a movie, right? So. It's a guy, he's trying to run fast enough to run through time, and so he runs with the rotation of the earth, I think, at first, but then he goes, no, wait, actually, with how the rotation of the Earth works relative to me, I need to run the other way, and it's gonna like double, triple, super my breaking through space and time effectiveness. And it was just that for like a few pages, just kind of like a, I don't know what you'd call it, maybe a meditation piece. It was no Born to Run in terms of you're looking for ruddering literature. What the name is that author? Because I'm not talking about the Springsteen album either. 3 minutes, vote! Somebody vote before the polls close, and we'll have to vote again next time. I mean, it's a tough decision, this Chemkovites. And I'm really putting all the eggs. This is really not efficient. I mean, ages and ages ago in Vanilla, Hearts of Iron 4, I used to know, like, the ratios and stuff of, you know, because you don't want to get a political power booster late. Because it ends up not being worth it. It's not going to, that plus 10% buff is not going to accrue to, oh my gosh, I just noticed something on the screen. But just to finish my thought, it's not going to accrue to being worth 150 political power and more. Like, it didn't pay for itself. But with the multipliers on the multipliers, I think it should work out. And plus, I just like the idea of it. This is what Europeans feel when they go to round 2 of their elections. Well, you know, a lot of local municipal elections, they'll do runoffs because there's, or at least where I live, where I've lived. Sounds like a mini-series. But so the thing I just noticed, and goodness, this must have been a thing for years, is that because of the black, that this part of Hearts of Iron 4 is just blackened space, perfectly flat, it's creating like a texture effect that shows up on the OBS. And if I look at the stream playback, okay, no, it's not showing on the stream playback. It's only specifically on like the OBS feedback. Okay. But for a second I thought, oh my gosh, you guys have been looking at a checkerboarded background for years. All right. 1 minute left. Somebody vote. But I think it's going to be pretty crazy. Like, can we actually get 3 political power a day going when we don't have a focus on? It could start to get really wild. And then, you know, because the whole idea is like when you're buying advisors, you're not buying stuff down here, but then it'll just be boom, 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 boom. You know, like every 3 months, a new designer, new focus, new high command. And so it's like we modernized. So like we taught ourselves to sprint. It's like doing a 6120s. For those of you who know that, that's like basically like you do it when you run. You do a sprint walk cycle once a week on purpose to just burn out on the lactic acid. And then that really helps all the other days. So it's like this great modernization program. We're doing our just burnout sprint, deal with the pains, and then we can then peel back and really groove and just get through all this in a hurry. And well, that's been 2 hours. I'm in the poll to prove that it is at 50-50 unless somebody just like, oh, at the last minute somebody must have clicked it right as I was saying it, right as I was clicking in poll. Oh my gosh, that was clutch. That is so funny. Good for you. We're gonna go with the Kamkovites, one less front to fight. So that's gonna be a quick 60 political power and a boost to radical socialism. I think ultimately both of these we're gonna obviously result in the same place either way, but that's really neat. Wow, good on the calls for a recount grow. Yeah, we are hearing it more and more. Is the say. Wow. Okay, so now do we take this opportunity to? It's like the social neurodism. I like the stability, but come on, get back.
Yeah, no. We're going Ever Burning Flame. That seems to be the path. Gosh, that's crazy. All this other stuff we gotta juggle. I think this Congress of Unions, I've had my eye on it for a while now. I just a quick little 5% consumer goods off the top. Production efficiency base, not as important at the moment. I have not yet made an actual chassis here. I probably should, but it frankly just doesn't feel worth it. I'd much rather let's make sure we've got our better cannons. But you know what? That is a great spit. That's 2 hours. We're gonna close it there. So I should be on 2100 tomorrow. Let me just double check on my calendar here. Yeah. If something changes, it'll be in the community post, but I should be good. So next time, we're going to be going to war, I think, with Latvia and Mongolia. Or I guess we should... we need to click on the Mongolia one now. We need to do that because things start ticking. Speaking of still ticking, so we got 100 political power available here. I think I'm actually going to not... Ooh, actually, can I just, like, redo that super duper quick? Yeah, actually, we're gonna do this... I feel compelled to do this because of the flavoring of it. We are going to definitively say... Kamkov, you are in. You are an important part of this coalition. You and the SRs that you lead are a crucial part of our coalition, a necessary part of our coalition, a non-negotiable part of our coalition. So you see, this works out 120. We're still not there. We can't hire him. Wait, where'd he go? But we will soon be able to. So we're gonna pick this up just as soon as we can, and that's going to finally also get us into positive stability, because the negative stability is crushing us. It is crushing us in so many things. We're up to 123 factories, by the way, 400 days to go. So that's 37 we need. We are accelerating. Because, hold on, let me do this real quick. 399 divided by 37 is what? 10.7 days instead of just 10. So we are making progress, everybody. Believe it or not, we are. The pace is getting better. The construction, we've got 3 full lines happening on the 20th of July. Perm is going to get started as a project. This is all really, really nice. And I think establishing the Congress of Unions so we can get a couple we think about it, this is like saying, give me a couple of factories in an indirect backdoor way, right? I think that's what we're going to do. Okay. Big things happening, people. Big things happening. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm Conquering History Games, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.